As you can tell by the title of today's video, I am starting my very first FILOFAX planner, and I am so excited that I couldn't even wait for daylight to film this video. So we're doing a cozy nighttime planner setup. I think a lot of this excitement stems from the fact that one of my earliest memories of what it means to have a planner is to have a FILOFAX. My mom had multiple growing up, and I remember it as being a staple in a lot of like 2000s films. Particularly one that comes to mind is 27 Dresses with Katherine Heigl. I think about her bursting FILOFAX with all the wedding details that she has to go to for this friend and that friend. And the fact that it is a ring system means that it is something that can transition with you throughout your life, which I find really exciting. So I decided to start off with the FILOFAX Metropole. I bought it off of Amazon, so I'll have it linked down below. It's a little less expensive than some of the more high quality FILOFAX covers that you can get. I made that really intentionally because I wanted to see, is this a system that I really do enjoy? The system comes with a lot of pre-made sheets. It does not come though with any sort of weekly, monthly planner system. So I took all the notes that it came without, and I made sure that I bought this insert, which is a 2-page weekly layout, so that I can actually add some plans into this thing, because I do want to use this as more of like a daily to-do / tracker of memories as well, and things that I'm doing. So not just using this to plan out things, but also to record things. And I think, again, because of the fact that there's like this ring binder system and there's so many inserts that you can buy for this, both from FILOFAX and from independent sellers on sites like Etsy that you can either have delivered to you or print out yourself, there's just a lot of flexibility here for this to become, in my mind, a planner / junk journal / bullet journal-esque vibe. And that's what I really want to showcase today, is me adding a little bit more personality to this thing. Because one thing I will say is that the pre-done templates, although practical, do lack a little bit of that excitement that I need in my planner to be consistent with it. So we're going to do some fun stuff today, and I hope in the future I can continue showing you fun stuff that I'm doing to this journal. Although the planner did come with one transparent envelope, I wanted to buy a few others so I can add some extra personality to the planner. I'll show more of that in a bit. I also bought this transparent zippered envelope for adding little receipts or little scraps of paper that I don't really know where to put, but this kind of gives them a home. I did buy these extra dividers so that I can differentiate from the weekly plans from all the other sheet inserts that the planner had come with. And what's great about when you buy a FILOFAX, at least the one that I got, is it gives you a good sample of all these different types of sheets, like to-dos and blank and dotted lined. There's colorful paper, and I love the fact that you kind of get a little taste of everything, so you can really see what's working and what's not working. And I really tried to incorporate them all into my original setup so that I can do some experimenting. At the moment, with all the sheets added inside, it's looking a little corporate, a little businessy, a little, dare I say, boring. And I don't want that vibe. I need to feel inspired in my planning space. And I firmly believe that all begins with the first page, with what you see when you first open your planner. It really sets the tone for the planning experience. And that's where I think these transparent envelopes are really going to allow me the opportunity to have a junk journal style or approach in my FILOFAX. Like, I admittedly love junk journal systems, and seeing people have physical planners are just collages of so many different things that they use or come across in their life, memory keeping. It's really beautiful, but I just don't think on the day-to-day, like, that's something that I want to dedicate a whole journal to. But I'm totally up for playing around with it in small dosages, and this is going to be a little small dose. One thing that I am doing for this transparent envelope is I cut out a piece of cardboard to give it a little bit more stability, so that first page feels more like a divider and less like a piece of paper. Then I'm using the Canon IV printer, again, linked below. I'll link everything that I share or show in this video, to print out some images of Pinterest collages I had created. The Pinterest mobile app allows you to make really fun, engaging collages. Highly recommend if you're looking to make some sort of 2025 vision board or some sort of inspiration board for a project that you're doing. It makes it so much more fun than just even regular pinning. And I also bought this really special sticker book that, I mean, like, come on, look at it. It's just so different than any other sticker book that I've ever come across before. I don't even think I've actually had a sticker book before, but It's beautiful. I love the variety of images. Admittedly, some of the images in here kind of creep me out. The dolls, kind of weird, but the florals, the fishies, the hearts, the thought bubbles, like that's all fun. So I was definitely initially drawn to this more blue floral pattern. And what's great about this sticker book too is that every sticker sheet at the back has like just a plain paper side. So this is actually the backing of a sticker sheet that I'm using for my first page for this planner. And I just absolutely love it. And it really coordinates well with the stickers that belonged on top of it because look, blue florals, light blue florals, it just is a great fit. And this is where you really can just do something that clicks with you and that makes you happy to look at. That's my only guidance system for a design like this. I don't need it to be totally matchy. I just want to be able to look at it and be like, ooh, that's fun to look at. I want my eyeballs to continue looking at that. And that's kind of how I go about, you know, designing these things and not getting too in my head about it either, because I feel like you can get really in your head about committing to the bit with glue or pen or all these things. People say that when you start junk journaling in your regular life, you just end up starting to save the most random pieces of paper that you come across, whether it's like a business card or a receipt or a napkin at a restaurant, or in my case, fortunes from my fortune cookie. Which on that note, what I found interesting about these particular fortunes is that I got them back to back and they were both about financial abundance, opportunity, kind of like that idea coming into my life. And I thought, you know, one fortune about that you can kind of just dismiss as, okay, just the fortune cookie telling me good things, but two back to back, to me, that's a sign now. So I put them on the front cover. Also visually works really well because the logo of that fortune cookie has blue in it. Wasn't even intentional, but there it works. Some red elements, some pink elements, just add that little surprise to the sheet. And then it was time to flip it over and continue on. And I unintentionally also kept up with the blue theme because the big star of the show for this sheet is an old ticket that I had from high school. It was in grade 9 after reading Romeo and Juliet. My class and I went to go see Romeo and Juliet in Toronto. And I still have this ticket. And I thought, this is just so cool. I love the fact that at such a young point in my life, before I had even thought about coming to Toronto, I had gone there as a wee little young teen. I don't know. I'm just like glad that I kept this ticket. It brought back a memory that I kind of forgot I had, which is always a fun one. So slipped the cover into my envelope, slipped the other side into the envelope. And that essentially is my cover page. And it didn't take very long to put together because, again, we're working with small real estate here. But I like that. It'll be really easy to swap this out, change it up depending on my mood, depending on the season. And I've got more envelopes for me to do more fun things with throughout the journal. So this will be like my first one, a cover page, and I think it'll also work really well as a dashboard for me to add in sticky notes or hold sticky notes that I want to be reminded of and do it in a little bit more visually of an interesting way. On the left side, to add some color and personality, I slipped in this really beautiful card that I had gotten from a friend of mine, and I wanted to add it because it specifically has that Portuguese tile look that I love. Again, more blue that we're playing with at this particular point in time. And I also am adding in this magnetic clip that I picked up from FILOFAX that is so strong. It's crazy how strong this magnet is. And this will allow me to add in loose papers or notes that I would just want to quickly hold at the front so that I don't forget about them. Later on in the planner, I wanted to have another pop of personality. So again, I'm going to use another transparent envelope to do just that. This time though, I'm not designing anything. I'm leveraging this really cute doodle drawing that one of my younger cousins did for me. And there's something just so, I don't know, special when a kid takes the time to use their imagination to draw something for you. Needless to say, it's something that just makes me really happy whenever I look at it. So that really clued me in. That'd be the perfect add-in in the middle of my journal to give me a little brightness when I'm flipping through my pages. I do have a couple other transparent envelopes that I'll dabble with. And there's actually a really cool thing that I plan to do with a credit card insert into this planner. So, you know, stay tuned. You know, we'll have more opportunities to talk about ways that we're personalizing this thing At the back, I just added some scrap pieces of paper from my original cover page I didn't get a chance to use. I'm unsure if this is going to be a pouch of scraps for me to use throughout my planner or what it'll kind of evolve into, but I'll keep you posted. I really think I'm going to use stickers more than I ever have before with a planner like this, because even these to-do lists I just got started with, like crochet projects I want to tackle or declutter projects I want to tackle, they needed some personality, they needed some life, and some stickers really go a long way into doing that. So I'm definitely going to be embracing them more. I even added this really cute elephant sticker to one of the dividers. Brainstorming is such an important part of the creative process. And admittedly, I'm still someone who really likes pen and paper brainstorming. I think that part of the creative process always feels really good when it's tactile and when I can just add arrows everywhere and thought bubbles. So I thought I'd get started on creating some headers, some titles for some brainstorming areas I'd want to do. And again, what's great is if I want more pages for YouTube ideas, I can just like rearrange the pages how I see fit, which the flexibility of the system I think is going to really come in handy. That's my hypothesis. We'll see if that proves to be true. I also got this other sticker book from Amazon that I think has such cute planning stickers for the day-to-day for the weekly spread. Again, I mentioned how like this spread or these pages are kind of boring, and I think just a little small addition of a coffee cup mug or an appointment banner just transforms the whole vibe of the page and makes me happier looking at it. I don't love these QR codes that are on the weekly layout. I think it's something to do with that you can add a reminder to your phone with the FILOFAX app. I'll have to experiment with that. Maybe I'll actually end up loving this QR code system, but I really think the stickers are needed there to kind of distract from those not so aesthetically pleasing QR code boxes. So we'll play around. We'll see what works, what doesn't. But so far, I'm just really loving how this setup has come together. I'm excited to get using this. I think there's a lot of, like I said, flexibility with how I use this because we can keep changing up the pages. I could make my own pages if I want to. So this is going to be a really interesting journey. Probably the most excited I've ever been for a planning journey. And believe it or not, I'm using some more new physical planner systems this year. So we'll have more to talk about some other things too that I'm pumped about. I've definitely evolved in my planning journey to embrace more digital tools in my life. So I can't say no to those tools or walk away from those tools. They're kind of critical for me organizing my life. But I think finding something that I could be passionate about that's physical has been a journey since I said goodbye to bullet journaling. And with the FILOFAX and with some other things like perhaps a Paper Republic planner journal thing that I might be using too, like there are some new add-ins that have really invigorated me for 2025 planning that I think will also make really fun content as well. So I love it when the two kind of go hand in hand. Obviously, that's always the goal. So hopefully you're excited for 2025 to be the year where I don't do, a planning video once every like 3-6 months. We're going to try and get better, and it's going to be a fun one. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. I'll see you guys soon with a new one. And until then, ciao.